Welcome to the Tom Barnard podcast of the family with
co-host Catherine Brandt.
Alex Bernard Rasmussen.
Vaughn Rasmussen.
It's not on Sage.
Sage Rasmussen.
Yeah, you have to actually. Andy Bernard.
And Kristen Bird.
Ooh, Kristen's really loud. There you go. I like it.
And Sage Rasmussen.
There we go.
Did you get it?
Yes. Yes,
Kristen
he
Bird
did.
Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. What's the latest? That picture, by the way, Kristen Bird, thousands upon thousands of views of me standing there. I look like I'm a little kid.
You look like you're 2 feet tall.
Yes, I look like I'm 2 feet tall. It's exactly what it looks like. It's unbelievable.
I would be an inch.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Probably about an inch, but it was so nice of those guys. That's one thing I just love about, people don't understand. Now, these guys were all big-time NBA players and all the rest. 5 of them could not have been nicer people. They were very, very pleasant. Didn't you think?
Everybody was very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you act like you've only ever been around extremely mean people. Because like
It's
anytime
true.
you're around
do.
anyone nice, which is most
Hey,
of the
let me
time, you're
run-
like, they were so nice. They were
me-
great
I was so
people.
shocked they were so
I know.
nice.
I'm like, most
See, this is
people
what
are
happens
nice.
when you actually go out and do things with people.
No, let me run this by Kristen
Yeah.
Bird because she's been in the business long enough, right? There are people, and then there are radio people. Most radio people are not very nice people.
And also
I know.
internet people, which I think is
Yeah.
the real problem here.
No, I got to be honest with you. I know a bunch of guys and women in radio in radio and television. They're very, very nice people. It's just some people just get such an ego. It's like, ugh.
I think it's who you choose to interact with. That really, because
Yeah.
people always have this preconceived notion of what LA is, and I've had a very good experience living here. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have stayed if it was
Good.
that bad. But a lot of my friends are from the Midwest and the East Coast, and that's what I choose to kind of surround myself with versus the core of what anyone might think the entertainment industry is. So.
No, I'm very, very lucky because you know Don Shelby. Don and I are terrific friends, and Kathy Werzer over at PBS, and I have a lot of friends in the business that I really, really admire. I love them. So there are a lot of good people in business too. Some not so great, but a lot of good people. What?
Just got to surround yourself with the good ones.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fawny's pestering me. What are you doing?
I have a story.
Uh-oh, Fawn has a
Fawn
story.
does have a story.
Kristen, you want to hear Fawn's story?
Let's do it.
So, when we were in Wisconsin at our cabin, um,
Oh, it's your
Me,
cabin now?
a cabin. Our uncle and aunt's cabin. Yeah. Our uncle, my dad, Sage, and me were biking to Dairy Queen, and then I saw a $1 bill on the street, like folded up. Nobody was like looking for it, and then I stopped my bike, like literally when I saw it, and then I just went over to it, and then I picked it up, and it was a $10 bill.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a $10 bill.
$10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
a
was-
score.
Yeah, and I found it. And once our uncle on the Cumberland Golf Course, he once found in the parking lot. He once found a $100 bill there.
Wow.
There you go.
And then Sage,
$100.
and then Sage
Yeah.
afterwards, we were at Dairy Queen, we all had our ice cream, and then what happened?
And then everybody left except for me, our uncle, and my dad. My uncle said when my aunt was gone, my uncle said, I bet my aunt could find 5 4-leaf clovers in this clover patch. And then I just looked down straight away when I looked down, and I'm like, there's a 4-leaf clover right there.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I
There
think
you have it.
we saw the
Lucky
picture
day.
of it.
I should mention that I did an interview yesterday. You remember Tommy Mishkis when you lived here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on Tommy's show yesterday. 2-hour interview. It's going to be posted tomorrow, I think. But as long as you're all here, I want to tell you that Uncle Tommy Mishkis said, we have the most wonderful family he's ever seen. Everybody loves one another. We all get along. It's
For the
just,
most part.
that was a very nice observation, I thought.
Very nice.
And one thing before we move on, as long as we're talking about Dairy Queen, I'm very jealous that I didn't come up with this. I saw it in a movie or a TV show or something. And God, I wish I would have thought of this. I would have made millions, maybe billions. They were all going to the ice cream store, and they apparently they didn't ask Dairy Queen or any of that stuff. So they went to what looked like a Dairy Queen, but it wasn't a Dairy Queen. You know what the name of the ice cream store was?
No.
King Cone. Oh,
King
that's a great
Cone.
name.
That is a good
King
name.
Cone is a great name for an ice cream store. Because you're just assuming the cones are huge.
I
And,
think we have those out in LA.
oh, you have King Cones?
Yeah, we do have king cones out
Oh,
here.
why didn't I come up with it? What a fumble by me.
Why didn't I?
Blah, blah, blah.
We
don't know
don't
why
have
you
Dairy
didn't.
Queens. They're not very common out here, and I love a good blizzard. So
Yeah, blizzards are good.
Blizzards.
No
I
question.
love that they have the mini
Oh,
ones.
those are perfect.
thank
Yeah.
God, because the regular sized ones are too big.
I know
They're
Fawn
really
got a
big.
regular size one and she ate like a third of it, and I was like, you
Yeah.
should get
Too
a
much.
mini because she never finishes ice cream when she gets it because it's like even a kid's scoop is like this giant thing, and she's always like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I ordered ice cream last week. I ordered a small, and it was like 2 huge scoops. I'm like, that
Yeah.
is too
Really?
much ice
Yes.
cream.
That's the thing is you go to an ice cream place and you order one scoop and it's always like 2, sometimes even 3 scoops.
I know. That's why I always say a kid's scoop. I'm like, can I have a kid's portion? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's all I need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they said something about Dairy Queen as only 10, no, doesn't even have 10%
Dairy
milk in it, dairy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like potato based or
It's
something
potato
like
based,
that.
yeah.
So,
And
Oh,
all
yeah.
starched.
Yeah.
And all starch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
but it's still good though. It's
that's
still
why
good.
blizzards hold together so well. I think is because they're just mostly
They
starch.
tip it upside down.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they
was a
used
tough
to be
deal
everywhere.
Culver's custard is better.
It is way better.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Culver's is really
100%.
good.
Creamy.
100%.
Culver's is very, very good. But to close out the story, we used to hang out at the Guy and Greg Laurent's house on the north side, and there was their house, and right behind their house was a Dairy Queen. Oh my God!
Yeah.
There was a house right next to the Dairy Queen that we went to, and we were leaving, and Fawn was like, "Imagine that's your house,
right
and in the
by
backyard's a Dairy Queen."
I used to walk to Dairy Queen when I lived in St. Paul.
I was gonna say we
Yeah.
would walk to Dairy
Oh,
Queen.
that
every
yeah, that
once
one
in a
was like
while.
one of the last
one of the
ones that
originals.
was just open in the summertime.
Yep.
It
Yep.
closed down in the winter, like they all used to do.
Yep.
Really.
It's
And
been
it had
gone
the,
for
like,
a while.
walk-up window.
Yeah, because
and
they
yeah.
didn't always have hamburgers and all the other stuff. They used to just
It wasn't the
be-
grill and chill.
Grill
it
and
was-
chill.
Yep.
Yep.
Grill and chill.
Yep.
We used to
Matt-
go to Rose Glen. Rose Glen was our ice cream stand nearby.
I think about 45 years ago, I was the voice of Dairy Queen for about a year.
Were you? I don't
Yep.
remember that.
It
But
was
you
a
could have
long,
been.
long time ago. I was the voice of everything
Yeah,
until
you really were.
everybody
for a
stabbed
long
me in
time.
the back. You know.
Okay.
Anyway, what's going on, Kristen Burt?
Oh, we lost Malcolm Jamal Warner yesterday.
I saw that.
That
He
was really
drowned.
sad.
Yeah, that's what
What?
Tom said. He went swimming and drowned.
Yeah, how is that
Yeah, he-
possible?
It is in Costa Rica where there is high surf and riptides.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
Costa Rican Red Cross has chimed in saying that there were no lifeguards on duty on that particular beach at his resort. It is a beach that they do monitor, but their resources have been limited. And they were at a different beach that day. They have doubled down because it wasn't just Malcolm Jamal Warner. There was another man who also was caught in that riptide. He was rescued and is in
Oh.
critical condition.
Oh, God.
But Malcolm Jamal Warner died of asphyxiation by submersion.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Extremely
That'd be
sad.
horrible
and
way to
you-
die.
It's interesting in Florida, and I'm sure you hear all of these things in California all the time with everybody being a surfer and going to the beach. They're always talking about when you do get caught in a rip current that you're supposed to not try to swim back to shore. You're supposed to go along with it because they're
Well, you go
usually-
sideways.
You go horizontal.
Right.
Yeah, because they're not usually all that wide,
Right.
so you can get out of it. But
Oh,
people just
okay.
panic because they feel that
Yeah.
strength of that water.
And
Yep.
you don't know how you're going to react in an emergency. That's the other thing. Because you may know, like, hey, I need to swim horizontal to the shoreline, but does your brain go there in that moment when you need it?
Your brain's probably back to shore, and then
Right,
you just
you're
get
fighting.
exhausted. Yep.
Yeah, and he was only 54. they managed to dig out Bill Cosby on CNN and have him do a statement. I don't know if anyone needed to hear from him, but he did at least do a nice tribute to Malcolm Jamal Warner.
You know what? You said Bill. I'm like, isn't he dead? He's not dead.
Bill Cosby is alive
Somehow.
and out of jail.
I guess he's dead to me.
Yeah, all of us.
Well, I mean, he is
we know what he
88.
really did. But also, Malcolm Jamal Warner was my neighbor going back about 15 years ago.
That's tough.
And I just want to say that he was a very, very sweet, kind, lovely,
is just-
joyful person. And so we lost a good one. And I know so many people grew up with him on the Cosby Show. And
Yep.
yeah, it's a great loss.
It really is. It's really too bad.
How old
I got
was he?
But
to-
Bill
54.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not that
very
old.
old.
Bill Cosby, we must have seen him almost 20 years
a
ago
long
now,
time
and
ago.
he looked like he was 88
Yeah,
back then.
he
He
was the
was
thing.
like
Is he's
a
88
billion.
and also apparently quite a big fan of the drugs. So you know,
He's been in very poor health for a long time too,
Yep.
and he's like one of those cockroaches that just won't die. You know,
Yep.
it just stays around. You're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Remember we went and saw him backstage. I think it was at Mystic Lake.
Yeah, it was Mystic
And
Lake.
they
We were
wanted
all
us to come
so
back and say
excited
hello to
see him.
Bill. And Bill's sitting there, and we walk backstage, and he looks up and goes, "I suppose you want a picture." It's like, what? We did take a picture, but that's not why we came back. We came back to say hello. Calm down.
He made some joke about.
He's a very weird
You
guy.
said something about a shirt, and he was wearing one of those. Were they Coogies? The sweaters, the Coogie. Remember those bright
Oh, those
sweaters that
crazy
he always
colors.
wore?
Yeah, he wore them on the Cosby Show too.
Yeah, he always wore those. And I remember saying that you had a bunch of those at one time. And I don't know how how you always say nice shirt to somebody that,
Yeah, yeah.
He said that to me. He goes, "Catherine, nice shirt." And I was like, "Oh, Bill Cosby just joked around with me." I did not
Hey.
know at that time that he was
Then he slipped you a Quaalude, right? Yeah.
that he was rude for.
Extremely creepy.
Oh, that's right. He was rude. How many
There you
women
go.
did he do that to? It was tons.
The ones who came forward, I believe it was up to somewhere between 50 and 60.
Oh, God.
A lot of them were very well known too, like not just random like groupies or whatever. And it doesn't matter who it is; it's terrible. But
Yeah,
a lot of
yep.
very well known women. And so when you get to that 50, 60 number, I'm going to guess that there were over 100 at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and wasn't he married?
He still is married to the same woman.
Wow.
And she has stuck by him through all of his affairs, through all of his rapes, because that's exactly what they were. And he was bold enough. If you go and listen to some of his old comedy albums, he jokes about giving women Quaaludes and how loose they became.
Really?
Really?
Yes. Yep.
my
It's
God.
right there on the comedy albums. And I don't know which
Huh.
one specifically. I would have to go and research that. But it's kind of gross when you really think
It's
about
so-
it. And oftentimes, a lot of this was done at the Playboy Mansion. He was besties with
Oh,
Hugh
yeah.
Hefner. So,
Yep.
friends, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, it was just so sad because to me he was like America's dad.
Yeah, he was.
I thought that he was just such a fantastic father figure. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
No.
Well,
Was
it's
I
so
ever
sad
wrong?
because I think he brought like what a Black American family can look like, and
Yeah.
one was a doctor, one was a lawyer, and
Yes.
Right.
I think that was really good, culturally for people to understand. Like,
Right.
it's not just a stereotype, and
Right.
I think like a lot of people found his comedy funny. He did, of course, Fat Albert. You think of all the things he really promoted. Black young men and women getting educated, and all of the Cosby kids said he was a big proponent in them continuing on their secondary education into college and not just riding off of their Hollywood fame. And so he did some good, and then he
Sure
did some
he did.
atrocious things.
I know. I don't know what happens to people.
I don't either. It is unbelievable. Well, I always tell people, I really liked Bill Cosby till I met him. He was not a pleasant person
Well,
to be
he
around.
looked like he
Weird.
was in a drug daze.
Yeah, he was
When
kinda.
yeah, he was fine. Like when we met him, he was.
Yeah, one of his
perfectly
eyes was
fine,
like
but he
all
just seemed old and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not all there.
Yep.
Yeah, he really didn't seem like he was.
Like
all
he wasn't
there.
rude or mean or
No.
anything. Like he just
seemed
seemed
like
like
he
a
was
weird, like a tired old guy.
Yeah, and he wasn't even that old back
I know, but then he
then.
went on stage, remember, and he was all lively,
He was,
and it was
yeah.
it was weird.
They can do that.
Yeah.
Performers
Yeah, and his
can do
dentist
that.
bit. I remember watching that on HBO nonstop when that comedy special ran, and he would talk about being all numb from Novocaine. It's hilarious. Like you are like doubled over. It's so funny, and
Yeah.
now you're just,
Yeah,
it's just
Yeah.
creepy and dark and sad.
it really
That's
is.
the one thing I miss about doing a morning show because, going to meet Bill Cosby, yeah, he was kind of a weirdo, whatever. But the one I really cherish is a few years ago, Kath and I sat in the front row about 10 feet away from Tony Bennett and watched, oh my God, remember that?
Tony Bennett. Yep.
Oh, God.
he
an
was
angel.
dancing
He
and
was dancing, snapping his fingers.
I think he was up there for like 2.5 hours
He
or
was up there a
something.
long
We
time.
expected, because of his age, we expected about a 45-minute show, and we would have been absolutely happy with that. And he was just
Oh, he was putting out albums
I know,
with
I was like, how
other
is he
artists.
doing this?
With
and he
Lady
was-
Gaga.
Yeah, I know.
Even
That's
in the
right.
throes, his last concert, in the throes of Alzheimer's, he got on stage and like remembered all their lyrics, was able to do his final concert, and she says it was one of the most moving experiences of her
Yeah.
life.
Oh, I
well,
bet.
that's what Louis Anderson always said. He's like, we're all just trained monkeys. I can
Yeah.
be sick, I can be half dead.
Yeah.
You put me on a stage and a spotlight on me, and I just can snap right out of it and do my bit, and
Yeah, I
then
suppose.
collapse afterwards backstage.
Yeah.
I imagine that's probably true.
Yeah.
What the hell? So what else is going on, Kristen Burt? You
Oh,
keeping
my
Hollywood
goodness.
afloat?
What was that?
You keeping Hollywood afloat?
Hollywood is like hanging by a string these days.
They are. I know. It's like
Just
God.
hanging. We're hanging. No, I mean, actually, the good news is that production is up. We had our governor pass a $750 million tax incentive bill. And the good news is that it went into effect July 1st. And we're already seeing production all over Los Angeles that we have not seen in over a year. So it is really nice to see the signs, because they always have like these little signs of like where everyone has to park, or you're seeing like production trucks. And I'm like, that is a very hopeful sign for our city. Hopefully it
Yep.
continues in the right direction.
Yeah, you guys need some tax relief on some stuff.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's a different world. I mean, Kristen, as you know, around America, local radio and television is suffering mightily. The local news is really in big trouble. I mean, what are all these people going to do for a living? Those jobs are going away.
Well, yeah, I mean, between budget cuts, the economy,
Yeah.
the political situation, it's all cutting into it. And it's the rural communities who are going to be affected first, like we talked about too, just
Yeah.
in public radio
Yeah.
and public television. And the concern too is not just, okay, this is where we're getting our news. The concern is in a local emergency. If people are not getting emergency alerts on their phone, they oftentimes get it from radio and television, and those alerts, that has been cut too. So I worry about things like that, whether you see what happened as a flash flood in, Texas, Hurricane Alley, Tornado Alley, and here in Los Angeles with, or anywhere in Southern California, honestly, with wildfires. So it's scary.
You know what's really unfortunate about that, thinking about it, because Dave Moore, he was still around when you lived here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Dave, I became friends with Dave Moore, just a wonderful, wonderful guy. And then I became really good friend. Don Shelby and I are still best of friends. That guy, I just love the guy. And then Frank and Amelia, they're good friends of ours. I mean, that's 3 generations of news. And if we end up with not having any local news at all, that's going to be really weird.
It is. And it's, for so long in cities like, I know Minneapolis, Boston is my sort of frame of reference too. People were local celebrities when they were TV
Yeah.
and radio personalities. And you worry about even just like the basic things of what you need from your local news. And my cousins, they live in Chicago in the winter, but they have a fishing business in Alaska. And if there was an earthquake last week, and then there was a tsunami alert in Alaska, and I texted them and I'm like, are you guys safe? And they said, we didn't get the alert. Thank you. We're going up the hill.
God.
because they hadn't even received it while they were on a fishing boat. So they got off the water because I bothered to text them and went up the hill. And then they sent me a message a few hours later saying, hey, we're safe, we're all clear. So
God.
it is those things of like the local emergencies, the local services that all of us expect to keep us safe. Makes me very worried.
I can understand that, God. Do you mind if I tell a very quick TV news story? Because that's one of my favorites. I won't say which station it was, won't even say what market it was in, but, it might have been close to this one. But there was a guy that used to go, he was a sports reporter, and he used to go out between the 6 and 10 o'clock news on Fridays. And, of course, because it was a Friday, he'd have a few cocktails. And then he would come back about 9 o'clock and take a nap for about 45 minutes, and then he'd go do the 10 o'clock news, right? Well, one time apparently he had more than just a pop or two. He came back and, he said, I'm going to head back and take my nap. Hammered, he's taking his nap. So they set up the entire news set. Everybody comes in, that they're already in the building anyway, but they came onto the set. They said, go wake up. And I won't say what his name was, and have him come out because we're going to tell him some stuff. I mean, obviously. So this guy's half in the bag, and he's been sleeping. They go back and get him, tell him this emergency news. He comes and sits down in his chair, and he looked like hell. He's like, doing that deal? And the news anchor goes, which was 100% lie, I can't believe this. I cannot believe the twins got rid of Harmon Killebrew. They just let him go. And there was a long pause, and the sports guy, still hammered, goes, we were all shocked. There was a little ad lib. We were all shocked. And then he found out it wasn't true, of course, but, other than that.
Serves him right. But, I do think, like, when you watch Mad Men and you see everyone going out for their 3-martini lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Those days did exist. My mom said when she was a secretary before I was born, and she said, we used to go out for that 3-martini lunch all the time. We would it was like smoking and drinking and then coming back to work for the afternoon. And all. To me, it's so funny because I've grown up in like the hustle culture. You got to like move forward and like get ahead and blah, blah, blah. And like you would never think at noon to be like, oh, let's go out to lunch and have 3 martinis.
But that's how you built bridges back in those days with businesses. I mean, my father was a salesman for most of his life, and he was like, he'd go up to these small towns, and they expected to go out for a steak dinner and get hammered. And that was what, I mean, that's just what you did.
That's still how it is in Japan.
You just got hammered and had a big steak dinner.
Well, Catherine, as you remember, when I was at Capitol Records, and I used to have to go out into outer markets, I covered the entire central United States, basically. It was just assumed, because you had that Capitol Records American Express card, that you were buying dinner and a lot of alcohol.
A lot of alcohol.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my brother was also in sales, and he was like, I mean, these guys come in and they expect a huge expense account so they can go to the strip clubs and go get drunk and do all this stuff. And he's like, I'm not going to the strip club, but here's money. You guys go ahead.
I did the same
Go to the
thing.
strip club. Here's
Yeah.
money.
And now there aren't expense accounts. Like that's the other thing.
Right.
It's rare to have an expense account or a corporate credit card. That is a rare.
Unless you're in
thing.
government, they have all those things. They've got tons of
They
those
do
things.
indeed.
Yeah.
No question about it. And what are you going to do? It all works out in the end, doesn't it? So none of us get hammered anymore and then go back on the
No,
air.
it's the mocktail menu is greater than the cocktail menu.
It is now, isn't it?
True.
It is
Yeah, in Los
interesting.
Angeles, the mocktail menus are huge.
I have a question about that, though. I mean, okay, so it's what generation isn't drinking anymore? Is it Z's, millennials?
I think it's Z.
Yeah.
Mostly
Seeds
Z's.
ushered in that, and I think Alpha Gen, we'll see what happens with them because they're still a little bit too young to be making those decisions.
Yeah.
But I will say a lot of millennials and Gen X are also choosing mocktails, at least here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, usually there's some sort of something that people are doing. Is it because of the legalization of marijuana that people are, I mean, or are people actually trying to be sober
Well, there's
all the way around?
The term California sober is you don't drink alcohol, but you do THC stuff.
There you
I
go.
think now it's more mushroom than actual
Mushrooms.
THC.
Here we go.
They're doing mushrooms,
Really?
yeah.
God.
They're doing, yeah. I'm telling you, like, because California kind of like ushers what happens like across the country, and then
Yeah.
like I feel like we've moved because it's legalized here. I don't think people really care much about the whole. It's been legalized for a while now, and just nobody really cares anymore, and they move on to the next thing.
I
Next
hope
thing.
people aren't driving and doing mushrooms.
We hope so
Oh,
too.
I'm sure
Yeah,
they are.
I really
That
hope
sounds
they're not.
horrifying.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to take like too many ibuprofen. Like I don't know how people like. Oh,
I know,
just-
even vitamins. I'm like, I need
I
a
know.
vitamin break. I've been taking them consistently for 2 weeks.
Well, and then you have Utah, which is using ketamine very liberally.
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's amongst the Mormon culture too. So
Yeah, that they can't drink coffee.
They
even.
use it for what they say is therapeutic reasons,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
but it's like going to a med spa and getting ketamine. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like, okay, I have an addiction and I'm using ketamine to deal with some of my depression, like Matthew Perry used, and look where it got him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
that's
it's
right.
one
He
of those.
killed him.
What
yeah.
does it do? I don't know.
It's a dissociative, and it's a dissociative anesthetic.
So why do they want to take that?
Well, because the idea is if you're like too in your own head, then dissociating can let you detach from your life and like kind of like see it from a third
Trauma.
party.
Yeah, like it makes
Depression.
you look at yourself in like an objective way, I guess.
That's the idea anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
true it
I don't
is.
know.
Right. But it's wild to me that the Mormon culture, you can't drink coffee, but
Yeah,
you can
me
drink
too,
a
Kathy.
40-ounce soda for breakfast
Oh,
with
God.
tons of sugar added, and
Yuck.
you can ketamine, and they love, like, plastic surgery is very, very big there. So
Yes.
it's very
What?
interesting, like, how selective the
Yeah.
religion is.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
it's like fun. Oh, sorry.
Just very quickly, it's very popular in what culture?
Mormon.
Plastic surgery, in the Mormon culture.
Is it really? That, I mean,
Yeah,
that
so
shocks me.
the trends for like Mormon culture right now are like 40-ounce soda for breakfast with coconut cream and
Okay.
like sugared syrups added, right?
I like
And then
coconut
because you
cream,
can't drink
but not
coffee
this.
because that's not part of the
Oh.
religion. They can't drink alcohol, but you do, and they do a ton of plastic surgery. Like they use it very
Really?
liberally. I have no problem with plastic surgery. You want to
No, I
do it, go for
understand.
it. But
Yeah, I understand. I
these
didn't know
women
that.
are getting like they're getting their boobs done the second they're done having kids. Then they're like doing the facelift at like 40, which I think is very early in my
Well,
opinion.
Yeah.
That's
And they
all.
look all the same.
What?
Like all those Mormon housewives.
all
there's
look
like
the same,
there's like
yeah.
one that looks a little different. Everybody else,
Yeah.
I'm like, how does everyone
Yeah.
keep track of who's who? Because they look identical.
Yeah, if you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I do not expect you to, Tom, but but I'm saying like there's a cast of
Thank
about
you.
8 women, and it's really hard sometimes to tell who the different
Yeah.
cast members are. They have to constantly put their name on the lower thirds to be like, this is Demi,
Yeah.
this is,
they all-
Michaela, and you're like, oh, okay, I thought that was Demi. Like they do look so much alike. The hair extensions,
Yeah.
there's a defined look.
Yes.
But yes, they are using ketamine too.
Very specific. We went to the pool last week, and her cousin came with us, and her cousin is older and has friends who have like teenage siblings and all this stuff, and so she knows about the whole like flavor syrup in soda thing.
Dirty sodas, is what they're called.
Dirty
yeah.
sodas, yes. And so they went up to the little whatever it's called where you order food and drinks, cantina.
Yeah.
And our niece ordered both of them a Sprite with watermelon syrup.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Refreshing.
Yeah, fun. Drank the entire thing, but she's not used to drinking like soda and having just like unbelievable amounts of sugar because Sprite has so much sugar in it as
Yeah, I'm
is.
guessing
Oh,
she got
does it?
sick.
Just sugar water.
And so, like when we got home, she was like, "I really don't feel well." And she
Yeah.
literally sat in her bed, propped up with pillows, and just kind of like stared
Yep.
in the dark for
I
a
know the
while.
feeling.
And
Yeah,
I
a
was
sugar
like,
crash.
she was like, "My head really hurts. My stomach doesn't feel good." She's like, "I just feel
Yeah.
kind of like."
I know the feeling.
Well,
Not
she's so
great.
petite too.
Yes.
The sugar problem is like,
Yeah, I'm like,
If
I'm
I
like,
drank that much, I'd probably feel bad. She's
Yes,
like a quarter of my size.
100%. I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe we shouldn't have soda with sugar syrup in it. Like, I
Maybe.
can't
Yeah.
even.
And dirty
would-
sodas are coming across America. So Swig is the big
Yeah, that's the
franchise. And you're
Swig.
starting to see them open in different states. Originally, it was just Utah and some of the other Mormon states like Idaho and things like that. And then other people are realizing, hey, this is a trend. And a lot of coffee places are now adding dirty soda to their menu because people are cutting down on coffee.
There's actually one
wow. Bad
walking
idea.
distance from here.
A swig?
Not a swig. It's called like mini soda or something like that. I have to find it.
No.
But
I just don't understand how, I thought we were supposed to be getting so healthy, and now we're going
Well,
to
there's-
triple down on sugar drinks.
Well, and everybody's.
oh, it's called the Soda Shop, SOTA.
Oh, soda.
I heard about the tree guy we had in.
Yeah.
He's a friend of his. Runs that place,
Oh, okay.
and he wants to have him on maybe. And I'm
Oh.
like, it's a local business, sure, why not? And yeah, so it's this dirty soda guy.
Don't have me in the studio when you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Chris Eggert just chimed in and he said there's a few locations around town.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there are.
oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, and I think if I'm correct, because soda, a lot of, because I'm on with you guys every day, a lot of Minnesota posts and businesses show up on my algorithm, and I believe that soda has a pretty big presence on TikTok.
The current flavor of the week, created by Chris Hrapsky of Care 11. The Champagne Supernova, Pebble Ice, Ice Cold Sprite, Coconut Cherry, Raspberry Puree, and Mango Puree.
Well, these are
Oh,
some puree
phone's
in
alarm's
there.
going off, so we have
Whoa,
to leave.
sure is.
Oh,
I love Pebble Ice though. There's
What is
something
Pebble
about
Ice
Pebble
is really good. Like that's like
Pebble
Starbucks
Ice?
now has it.
a
if you
tiny
get, like, an
little
iced-
ice like
yeah.
this big.
All right, I have to go. Bye. Love you
Isn't
all.
it just crushed ice?
bye.
No, it's not
Have a
crushed
good day.
ice.
We'll see you later, alligator.
It's actually shaped like a pebble.
Huh.
See you tomorrow.
It's
All
got
right,
like the
then.
little
Bye.
tiny hole in it, and they're like this big.
Oh,
Like a crushed shaved
The,
ice you'd see, I think, at I think Chick-fil-A does that. I don't know if they do Pebble Ice or if they do the shaved ice, but I know Friendlies. I don't think you guys had Friendlies. That was a New England chain.
Boy,
They
Friendly's
do
in
the
Florida.
crushed-
There's
Yeah,
Friendly's
in
all over
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, East Coast. They did the crushed ice, which was delicious, and a crispy iced Coke. It's good.
Wow.
crispy ice Coke.
Yet another Kristen Burt segment just blows by. Got too late, 2 minutes late getting you out, the whole deal.
It's okay. You have Chris Eggert to pick up right
Yep.
where I left off. He's going
Absolutely.
to give you all the good stuff.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
We'll be right back,
Bye.
ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Right back just a couple of minutes from now. Chris Eggert will join us right here. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening. You're listening to me. Your customers are listening to me, and they will hear us promote your business. The Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everyone in between. With the broad reach of the show and passionate following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and sales. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, we're going to do the news report with Chris Eggert this morning from Hawaii.
Yeah, baby.
Where'd you get that shirt, Pally?
It's a long story, but it was my partner Megan's birthday today.
Oh, okay.
At work, and I thought I'd be obnoxious just for her.
Did you have 3 martinis?
I did not, but I've eaten more birthday cake in the last hour and a half than I have in probably the last 10 years.
Is that good, huh?
It's funny. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, Catherine.
Hawaiian shirts used to be the standard
They were.
dress code for guys. What happened to that?
Yeah, that's true.
Back in the, if you guys been out to Hawaii, they have a channel out there, Hawaii News Now. I think a lot of the like anchors and or weather people like wear Hawaiian shirts all
Okay.
the time.
Do
Yeah.
they really?
It's like their local news. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we haven't been to Hawaii since our barn burned down,
Yeah.
and that's a
Yeah,
while
that
ago.
was the last time. That
That's
was
a while ago.
25, 26
Did that
years ago.
happen when you guys were gone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we landed
Oh.
we landed in Hawaii.
It happened while we were flying, right?
Yeah, the phone rang. I answered the phone, and it was a friend of ours. And he says, Catherine, honey, sit down. I've got bad news for you. Your barn burned down. And I'm like, hilarious. What's going on? He's like, seriously, it was just on the news. Yeah.
And this was before you could like open up your phone and see the footage of the
Yeah.
fire burning
Yeah,
across
it
the
was
world.
just crazy. Yeah, our horses were running around on fire and rolled around on the snow and put themselves out. And then I don't even know what I had to pay for smoke inhalation treatments on those horses.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Catherine and I got a good record. My house burned down when I was in 7th grade, and our barn burned down when I was with her. So
Which is odd. What's the likelihood of having two
Yeah.
fires like that?
You don't hear about house fires that much anymore with modern wiring and stuff like that.
Oh, I got to
No, you
mention
really
one thing,
don't.
Chris. I may have brought this up in front of you or not, but at one point when I was in 7th and 8th grade, we lived in North Minneapolis at 2955 Russell, which is no longer there, 3015 Russell, which is still there, and 3115 Russell, which has also been torn down and replaced by a new house. So apparently, even though there was this special glow of me living there, they tore them down.
I figured that'd be on the National Register of Historic Places.
Yeah, you would think, but I mean,
Plaques
you know.
on all the
There
houses.
should at least be a plaque there. They
Absolutely.
put up plaques for a lot more ridiculous things around this town. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
One of the great
statue of
things-
Tom Bernard.
One of the great things about driving through that neighborhood is every time I go through there, and I do go visit, because I like to remind myself where I came from. I really like doing that. But I always get these looks like, what the hell are you doing here? Look at me like, what? What the hell's that all about?
Well, are you pulling up in your fancy hybrid, or what car are you driving up?
Yeah, the hybrid, that's true. I suppose I better
They're probably more like, damn, look at this guy.
tone it down a little bit. God, it's changed quite. It's going to be interesting. That neighborhood, if this guy that is running for mayor of Minneapolis actually wins, I don't know what the hell's going to happen over there.
A lot of people are all in on it.
It's unbelievable. Now, he wasn't even they chose him out of nothing?
It was a weird vote, and Mayor Jacob Fry is disputing the results of it.
Right.
Because this is the best I can understand. I wasn't there, but just what I've read about it is that they had some kind of, the electronics went out, or whatever way they were electronically counting the votes. That stopped working.
Yes,
So they decided to do like a hand vote, or I can remember what they called it, a badge vote or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right.
And so Fry is disputing the results of that because it wasn't scientific, and not everyone was doing the same thing. I don't know.
Well, he walked out, right? He's
Yeah.
he walked out in disgust about the process. From what I hear.
Still, if I were a betting man, this doesn't really mean that much. It was just the endorsement. I don't know that it actually means anything other than they got the endorsement. I still believe if it comes to when it actually, there'll still be a primary for the candidates, and there's no way Fry won't beat the dude. I don't see it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know.
And I'm not saying Jacob's wildly popular, but he's a known quantity. I'm talking about the DFL.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
It's a primary. It's only going to be Democratic voters
Right.
or Republican voters, because
Right.
that's how primary would work. I don't see this person having enough having enough broad appeal for this city that the majority of the electorate would vote for him.
Well, I
But, don't get me wrong.
didn't know anything about him, but I certainly have seen enough videos of him defending. He was doing a speech about he was at a Feeding Our Future event, talking about how they stopped making payments to Feeding Our Future, and that it's just immoral, and that now that he's part of the government, that he's calling walls and going to make them pay, and all this stuff. Whether or not he knew that these were all fraudulent payments, I don't know. But
Quarter of $1 billion.
he was pretty heavily involved in the Feeding Our Future folks, and he was talking to that Amy Brock, who was also indicted and
Bach.
yeah, she was kind of the mastermind, I think, of the whole thing.
Yep.
And he was addressing the whole Feeding Our Future crowd about how they're going to get more payments and they're going to get them through, and how dare they question these payments. And now that I'm part of the government, none of this is ever going to happen again. And it's like, what did he know?
It's $250 million. How does that even happen?
Yeah. And he came kind of from absolutely nowhere. He moved up to Minnesota and instantly catapulted into government. And I mean, he had not done anything before, right?
That was my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, how does
Or had run for something and failed, maybe
Right.
somewhere else.
so
I think that's true.
he hasn't shown any successful socialist leadership thus far, but now he's going to be ushering in Minneapolis into a Trump-proof socialist
I mean,
community.
again,
You can't make
I don't
this
buy
stuff
that
up.
that's going to happen.
But
I
you
think
can't-
everyone's kind of plugged into this because of the situation in New York City
Yeah.
and kind of comparing the two candidates.
I don't know.
Other than the obvious things that they're both listed as socialists,
Right.
I don't know. I put a crisp 100 down on it that there's no way this guy will end up becoming the mayor of
Right,
Minneapolis. But
right.
who the hell knows, right?
We
Yeah,
have,
who does
we
know?
have a listener question. We were talking about ice cream. This listener grew up on Plymouth and Oliver, and there was an ice cream place at the end of the street.
Bex.
Beck's, there you go.
Yep.
Look at that. Boom.
Beck's. And
Uncle
apparently
Tommy.
their brother-in-law's brother invented the blizzard.
Really?
Yeah, I think that is true.
Hopefully he's a
So,
multi-bajillionaire.
I think that is true, yes.
So there you go.
God. So you knew it was Bex?
I didn't know it was Beck's.
Never heard of Bex.
Oh, I thought it was on the sheet you were reading or whatever.
No, it's a listener texted it in and asked if you remember the name. I don't know if they didn't know the name and they wanted to remember, or they were just quizzing you, but
Yeah.
apparently you knew it.
Pretty
Chris,
sure they're talking about Bex.
Yeah, you might not know. When we were talking to Kristen, we were talking about ice cream quite a bit. So
Quite
that's
a
where
bit.
it came from.
Well, I heard the dirty soda conversation,
We did
and
talk about that too.
I chimed in with the message because we had the dude on Minnesota Live one day.
Oh, there
Smart
you go.
guy. He saw the trends in other parts of the country and brought it back here, and was like the first one. He's got like Maple Grove, St. Louis Park, and Edina or something like that.
Is it he's franchising it, or what's the deal with it?
Yeah, it's his franchise called Soda, SOTA. My daughter had that stuff for her high school graduation party,
Yeah.
and I was like, ugh. All the I thought it was too much.
I'm
Really?
guessing it's very sweet.
Yeah, like soda's sweet enough as it is to
Yeah.
dump a bunch of other crap into it. But I guess the backstory is it started with Mormons, and in Salt Lake City because the gals don't drink alcohol, and so this was like I think it might have started on that. Is it Mormon Wives or one of those shows?
Yeah.
Where it sort of got some mass appeal for other parts of the country to pick it up. So
I like the Coke freestyles because it's not adding syrup to already fully sweetened soda.
yeah,
It's like
that
different
makes sense.
flavors. It's the same sweetness.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
See, I don't know anything about soda. I mean, I just started drinking some of the poppy stuff.
Poppy, yeah, that's
Because I've always thought that soda was just too grossly sweet, and the diet
Yeah.
ones, I don't like the taste
Diets
of
are
the aftertaste
gross,
of any
yuck.
of that diet stuff.
I grew
so,
up in the 90s, so soda was basically my life.
Yeah.
Right.
That was when soda
Tommy, are you
became
still
like...
off the sauce, or do you have a
No,
Diet
he's
Cherry
not.
Coke or-
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
Pepsi. I knew it. That's what I thought.
Yeah, here's what I love.
That sauce.
About every 15 years, Tom, you got to give up drugs. Tom, you got to give up alcohol. Tom, you got to give up sugar.
Tom, you
Every-
have to give up
We're
drugs.
taking away all the things
Wow.
that are fun. Am I right,
All
Tom?
the fun stuff is gone from my
I
life
didn't.
now.
When were you doing drugs? This is brand new
It
information.
was long before I knew you. It was long before I knew you.
Okay. What was it? Fentanyl,
No, it's
ketamine.
not
What were you
fentanyl.
up to?
I actually did LSD one time and it did nothing, so I think it was fake.
Really?
It was just
Yeah.
a piece of paper you ate.
I don't know what it was. Yeah, maybe it was just a piece of paper that I ended up eating.
I
But
hope you didn't pay a lot for that.
I was staring at the Uptown Theater because remember it had that light that went
Yeah.
up and down. So I figured
Yeah.
that'd be really cool to look at when the LSD kicked in. Well, it never kicked in, so know. Maybe I'm just resistant to it.
Maybe you're already
It could be. I think that's a thing. But you know that whole hallucinogenic and that's becoming more mainstream when it comes to treating things like depression.
thank you.
and-
Oh yeah, yep.
I saw was it 60 Minutes? Somebody did a really interesting, like, long form story about a bunch of, I think it was former veterans who all were suffering from like PTSD and had all kinds of stuff going on. And they each like ran them through a controlled trip, I guess, basically.
Okay.
And then tracked them how they came out of it on the other end. And I think for a lot of them, it like made a vast improvement to their mental health. Not all of them though. And some of them, it did nothing. So that was,
Really?
I guess that was a very long point of that story, Tom.
Well,
It could very well be that it just doesn't do anything for you.
Kristen Burt said that mushrooms are now the thing in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this microdosing is kind of interesting to me. I mean, if you can just take just a tiny little bit and it makes you more open to changing bad things in your life
Yeah.
or past experiences that you'd prefer to not dwell on. I don't know how it works, but apparently they've been doing it for a long time. Maybe it works. I don't
That
know.
is the ticket.
Never tried it.
Yeah, I'm not really
Not your deal.
no. I don't.
I'm not very experimental when it comes to these kinds of
No.
things.
Well,
I've had to
drugs,
take
yeah.
pain pills a couple of times after surgeries, and those were I hated those enough. It's like no, no thanks.
You know, Chris, I got to mention one thing to you. I've been over at the Hubard Building several times in the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and it's such a great environment. I mean, that building is a great environment, no question about it. But I came over to do the Tommy Mishkis show, which
Yeah.
is he's going to post it tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, cool.
2-hour interview, so he'll probably cut
Nice.
it down some, I would think. But honest to God, you have some people, a lot of people in that building have. I mean, think of all the talent you have in that building, actually, because you got Sush does a great job. The Score North guys are wonderful. I mean, you go down the list of all the people on the radio over there could not be nicer, except for that one. What's her name again?
Brittany?
Brittany,
Yeah,
her,
bad
you
Brittany.
know that deal. But no, but there's a lot of talent in that building. Do they realize how much talent there is in that building?
I think so. I think the radio, and particularly those guys who've moved more to an online
Yes.
format.
Yep.
I definitely believe that they understand the value in what they bring to the organization. And I had met Mishki a couple of years ago. He was on our show. I had
Oh,
never
yeah.
met him before. I knew who he was, obviously, but yeah, there's a wealth of it. There's no doubt about it. And our digital, they're smart. Like they kind of get it and
Yeah, they
understand
do.
where it's
Yep.
going. And I think that's important to understand that.
Well, I had a meeting. They said as long as we want to do this podcast, they'll do it with us. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Refresh
Good.
my memory. How did Mishki get his start? Was he on the radio or was he on TV?
Yeah, he was on
Radio,
radio,
I think.
a smaller market, and then he got hired by KSTP.
Oh, okay.
Then he got fired from KSTP. He went to CCO for a while, where he and Cannon became really good
Oh, okay.
friends.
All right.
Matter of fact, I think he had just talked to Cannon when Cannon died a couple of minutes later.
Oh, wow.
I believe that's true. But Tommy made some points about my life, and he's very good at that. And he was really very, very accurate about the whole situation. Particularly a couple of things that I've done in my life that people were horrified by. But he said they do not understand the way you grew up. You hate that stuff because it could have happened to you. It didn't, but it could have happened to you because, my father's mental illness and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
He's very, very bright, very observant guy.
Darren says he was a caller on Don Vogel's show.
Who was a caller?
Mishki.
Oh, that's how and then he and Vogel became partners.
Well, there you go.
I believe that's how it worked anyway.
okay.
But yeah, Mishki, you got a lot of people over in that building. They're pretty bright. Again, except for some of the TV people.
Well, that's fair. I feel like I've been here long enough now where Sue Charest actually waves at me.
Oh, there you go. That's a different deal.
Or I get a nod, and let me tell you, that's a thing because that ain't always the case. So
You're no longer the new kid.
no,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
how many years? What year is it? 2025? 14 years? Yeah, something like that.
14 years.
Here.
No, I'm telling you, but I wish people would understand how much talent in television, radio, podcast, all that stuff in Minneapolis. Minneapolis has always been, what is it, like the number 15 market in the country or something like
Yeah,
that?
we're like 14 or 15.
14 or 15.
I think like Minneapolis, St. Paul, Phoenix, and Seattle, Tacoma always sort of, we're all in the same.
Oh, they do?
One year it might bounce around based on population, but I think it's somewhere in there.
I told Mishki yesterday that it was a shock when Catherine and I moved to New York, so I just did voiceover in New York for a while there, way back before I took the KQ Morning Show job.
Yep.
But I was shocked watching local television in New York. It's nowhere near as good as Minneapolis television. I mean, the news. It's not even close.
It's a different type of newscast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the people who are on there are, I agree with you 100%. I think the format's different.
Yep.
I think the amount of flashy things, access to equipment, it's more than what you get here. But for a layperson watching the newscast, 100% agree with you, Tom.
No, this market is one of the best markets in the country. There's no doubt about that. And that's television, it's radio, some of the great writers that the newspapers have had. And now, of course, that's all going away, unfortunately. The newspapers are just about had it.
Yeah.
It's a tough business right now.
It is.
It really is.
I just hope they don't ever go with all AI and there are no more human beings doing the news and radio
Listen,
and television.
It's funny you say that because I was actually doing the radio on CCO last week for Chad.
Right.
And I had a story that I wanted to talk it through with people was the mayor of San Jose, California has admitted to, encouraged, and is having city staff there embrace AI. And he specifically will get talking points to go out and do speeches from ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So the AI is preparing the mayor's notes for him. Now, must keep in mind he's in San Jose, right? Like he's in Silicon Valley. He's trying to show an embracing industry rather than being scared of it, which I totally get. But I did a little experiment with that bit just to see how it worked, and I had ChatGPT put together talking points for me to do a radio segment about something that happened at the state fair. And I asked it to write it into a format that like a radio person would use. What that thing came up with was not natural. Nothing about it would seem comfortable to listen to. So I feel like the AI's got a way to go.
Oh,
you can tell it was written by a robot.
It's got a while.
Yeah, good. Glad to hear it.
At least to get us through this. Maybe the next
I don't know. There's a
10,
lot
15 years from
of
now.
businesses that are using it, though. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of astonishing. Financial houses are using it, and they're saying that it's actually increased productivity from their
Well, for
about
that sort of thing, yeah,
20%, and-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Inputting numbers and things like that, that's something ChatGPT
But I mean,
GPT can do in an instant as opposed to hours of
But
work.
I don't understand how you can trust something that could be hacked or fed false information. Because if it's just going on the web and extrapolating 175 stories, and if you have a competing company that can just plant bad information so that you're misled.
Well, yeah, that's
by,
what I would
don't
not trust it for.
That I don't understand.
Summarizing news stories, especially political ones, I would never
that's
trust it for that.
Pretty much what it does, right? It just summarizes all the information that's out there already.
I use it for hard numbers, and that's basically about it.
Okay.
Like, I use it to pull up, like, tables of numbers, things like that, charts and graphs, that sort of thing. I don't use it for getting opinions about things, because, no, it's way too easy to manipulate.
Yeah. So.
You know what's amazing about that? I was just thinking, this might be my fault. Because at a very young age, I got into radio, and now radio's coming to an end. Then I went to work at Capitol Records. There are no record companies anymore that have people out there. And then, of course, I got into, the voiceover deal, and that's all AI now, basically.
Or movie stars.
Yeah, but a lot of it's AI of movie stars. That holds. So I think it might be my fault. So I hope I don't ruin podcasting before, I end up dying because, Oh, by the way, Mishki,
you bring up some data points that are concerning, Tom. I agree.
They are. There's no question. So Mishki, I started the interview yesterday with Mishki over at the Hubard Studios. And basically he starts with, okay, Tom, I looked at the stats, and basically, if you're the average American man, you'll be dead in 5 years. So what are you going to do for the next 5 years?
Oh, yeah, where are we on the death count?
Yeah, didn't you say you were going to die in July 20th, 2020 something or other?
Yeah,
what
you
was
had
that?
it down to the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looked at some chart and said you had 5 years and 7 days left or something.
Yeah, it was something
That's
like
Mishki's
that.
fault. That was Mishki's fault, that pill.
I don't,
I could live to
remember
be
the year
90.
you
Kinda
said.
dark.
I know, a little dark.
I don't remember the
Exactly.
year
I don't
you
know
said.
where we are.
Maybe
on your,
someone in the chat remembers
your
the
death
I don't
march.
remember.
day he said.
I don't remember that at all. But so we only got a couple minutes left with you. Any big news coming up we should know about?
It's going to be like ridiculously hot the next couple
Again?
days, and
Hey.
like dangerous hot. And then I think there's a less chance of it tonight.
90 tomorrow,
but
88 today.
more of a chance tomorrow of storms. So
Storms. Oh.
either day, but with the humidity in the air and the heat, the atmosphere is all jacked for storms.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's going to be hot and humid until like next Wednesday.
This
Lovely.
is the weirdest
Really?
July. July used to be
I
a
hate
dry
summer.
month.
I've always hated summer in Minnesota. It's awful. It's
Yeah, winter's not much better.
It's humid and hot. I would take Minnesota winter over Minnesota summer any day.
Really?
Well, September and October are really the best months here.
They are. The
Yeah,
fall.
2 out of
fall's
12
pretty
ain't
great.
bad
The fall is the best time to be in Minnesota, and like the 2 weeks of spring we get.
if you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. right.
All right. Any closing words, Mr. Eggert?
No, that's what I got for today.
All right. We'll look forward to next week.
I will not have a Hawaiian shirt on next week.
Why not?
Aloha.
Keep the Hawaiian shirts going.
Unless you want me to just make that a thing when I'm on the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we can
That's
do a little
exactly
theme
right.
song.
All
Let
right,
me know.
Pally. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
We'll
Hawaii
take a break. Be
5-0.
right back in a couple minutes. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Brian Thiel, president of Abrasives of St. Paul.
What I like best about North American Baking Company is the small town feel with great products and very good service, and I love the people. I would definitely recommend North American to other business owners. A lot of banks I could choose from, and North American Banking Company is the one.
So why not bank where I bank? With my friends at North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. That's nabanco.com, or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong. But suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it. They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hello, everybody.
We're back
Yeah.
without Tom.
Tom
had
decided to just leave.
Yeah, well, nature calls.
I guess it does. Well, that's what happens when you drink Pepsi all throughout the show. That's why I don't drink water during the show.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yep.
So we went to the little free library that's right up the street from us.
The one by all the construction?
Yeah, I found a really nice little kid book.
Oh.
It's about grumpy animals, and it's got the texture stuff, so I'll give that to you. It was like,
Is it Don't Touch the Polar Bear?
no.
Oh.
I think it's called Grumpy Animals.
Oh, there's a million of that
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
trying
thing.
to. I got rid of a ton of our books because they just sit on a shelf.
We did too.
Collecting dust. I don't, Once you've read them,
Yep.
might as well get rid of them.
The only reason we're keeping almost all of our books is because Colin is going to get into them in the next 6 months.
Oh yeah, always having a big children's library is
Yep.
nice when you've got kids, but when you've got books you haven't looked at, or you've
yeah.
moved 10 times, or you open up a box and there is a bunch of books, it's time to get rid of the books.
Yep.
Right. I
We
held
did.
On, I held on to a few. My dad had a big collection of Reader's Digest condensed books.
Yeah, he did. I remember that.
I think it was some
Full of
sort
very outdated information.
No, it was like they would take a book and they would condense it down. They would take out all the garbage so that you could read the book, and it
Right.
would just be like
yeah.
a quarter of the length of the book. And I think he had a subscription or something to those, and we had a whole library of Reader's Digest condensed books, and I remember loving them as a kid because, they were sort of written to take away all the fluff.
Yep.
And I read a lot of books and a lot of stories that way. So, and I have a few left because it reminds me of my dad, but it's time for those to go. I don't know if they still have those. but
Yeah.
What are the Reader's Digest
Reader's
condensed?
Digest condensed books.
Yep. They used
I
to
think the
have
Reader's
those.
Digest was a little magazine that came out every
It was a
few
magazine,
months,
yeah.
and it
It
had
was every month.
It had different, short stories and.
They stopped making them
Puzzles.
in 1997.
Did they really?
Wow,
28
maybe,
years
maybe they're
ago?
worth some money. Maybe I should have held on to them.
Well,
They're
here's some
probably-
on eBay. There's a collection. How much?
They still have
Oh.
humor in uniform.
Yeah,
got
they had
that
all
in there?
that stuff. Yeah.
They're
Humor
worth
and-
like,
Yeah.
I don't know, $4 or $5 each.
Oh, well.
I loved Reader's Digest when I was a kid.
Oh, Reader's Digest, like I
I thought
said,
it was
it took
wonderful.
over our lives. We had so many of them. But yeah, that was a big thing. So-
Okay, now Andy's got, we got about 10 minutes left in the show, and Andy's got to use that up to talk about his big appearance this weekend.
Oh, right.
Yes, I suppose so. The Rails to Trails Parade. We're going to be doing that again, just like we did last year.
Is there any way we can secure?
If you get there
Shaded
at 6
seating.
o'clock in the morning, yes.
No,
that
the
would be
night before. The night before.
Yeah, for real.
Can I send you? Because we're
And it's
gonna
going to be
we're watching
so
Colin.
hot.
We're gonna have Fawn and Sage.
Fawn and Sage are going to be there.
And they run out into the hot
Yep.
road and collect, I don't even know how many pounds of candy.
Well, he said what?
He said 2 gallons. I don't know if you
2
can trust
gallons
that, though.
of candy.
There was so much candy.
Yeah, it's going to be 88 and sunny.
I mean,
It's
the
gonna
kids
be
are
great.
just sweating and red-faced. I've got neck fans. I've got two rechargeable fans. I'm bringing it all.
Yeah.
I'm bringing an umbrella to stay out, because if you can't get in the shade, you are cooking.
Yeah, we have one of those Ryobi fans. You can put a 1+ battery in. I'm going to be
Oh.
bringing that thing. I'm going to be bringing the 8-amp-hour battery.
Because
Well, what time-
you're on the float.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
What time does the parade start?
I don't know. It's, I want to say like 11, I think.
it
Yeah, I
shouldn't
think
be
it's like
that
11 to
hot.
1, because I remember.
Well, I'm not
because
getting out there at 6 a.m. The night before, you go plant some chairs for us in
Yeah,
the
there you go.
I
shade.
think they want that.
I suppose
Well,
they don't
it'll
want
be
that.
fine. It'll all work out in the
gets-
end.
And it's very crowded. There's a lot of people there.
A lot of
Yeah.
good food served there, too.
Well,
There's
you
a
can
lot of
also
good food.
not be on Main Street.
Oh,
I mean, it goes up the curve and it keeps going for quite some time. You don't have to be on Main Street.
really?
Or, like, it's Lewis. It's not Main Street, but it's the Main Street. You know?
Oh, well, we should.
Yeah,
plot
honestly,
something out.
I would just go around the curve, go up a block, and sit there because there's way fewer people.
Did you get your Italian joint back yet?
Close. They're serving food, but you can't sit there. You have to pick it up.
Oh, you have to pick it up. Okay.
Yep, and people
it's
say it's good.
good Italian
No, we
food.
haven't
What's
gone
it
yet.
called?
Leonardo's.
Leonardo. Ooh.
Yep,
there you
after
go.
Mario absconded, we got Leonardo's.
Did they
now.
ever figure out where he went?
I
That
don't
is
have
so
any idea.
strange. Well, when people leave in the middle of the night, it's because they're generally, and I'm not saying that he did this. Generally, they didn't pay their bills.
Yeah, maybe.
They didn't pay their
It
rent.
was a good restaurant.
It was an
And-
extremely good restaurant.
It
It's
was.
a shame that he
Yeah.
didn't do the honorable thing and just like give it to someone or sell it or something.
Was there a battle in the family about it or
Who
something?
knows?
I don't
Because that does
think-
happen.
I don't think so. I don't know what it was. I don't know if we'll ever find out.
I was going through an envelope of all kinds of. We have so many gift cards
Oh, yeah.
throughout the years that for some reason I keep on putting them in an envelope and not remembering
That's
about
what
them
they count
until
on.
I go through. I have a $100 gift certificate to Macinthunes.
Oh wow, that's really nice.
You go there very often?
Oh,
We
that's
go
a
there
great-
almost every week.
I'll give
great
it to you
Oh
then.
yeah, I'm part. Well, actually, I think Melissa's might be there right now.
Oh, rats.
Hand it over to Andy.
Oh,
That'll
well.
take care
yeah,
of it.
is Zalo still a restaurant?
Zalo's?
Zalo. It was downtown. It was a
How do you
really
spell
good
this?
restaurant.
Oh, it was really good,
Z-E-L-L-O or Z-E-L-O?
Zalo, yeah.
Is it still in existence?
It was really
I
good.
think we have like a $200 gift certificate that's about 15 years old.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Oh.
Is it really?
You go
Is it
downtown?
Zelllo?
Just one L.
One L.
Z-E-L-O.
I remember it being
on
really good.
831 Nicollet Mall.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's
And
pretty
it
close to where-
survived COVID and has survived everything downtown.
Oh, it's
Right.
right by the
Orchestra Hall.
the Fauché.
Or the Fauché. Oh, it is by the
Manny's,
Fauché. Okay.
that area.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
always
still there.
an excellent place.
We
Yeah.
like good places. There's no
Yeah,
question about
we
it.
should start using up these
I
gift
know, you
cards.
should.
I've got
Probably
so
should
many
use
of Yeah, lots of them.
No question
You should do
about
like
it.
gift card roulette. You just like shuffle them and draw the first one, and that's where we got to go this
Well, I
weekend.
remember you always had a problem with gift certificates. You didn't want to use them, and I'm like, somebody paid cash. It's already
Yeah,
cash
this
that they
is-
have. It
yeah.
not that somebody's getting jobbed out of something.
Oh, okay.
No, it's money that they have had now for who knows how many years.
It's been a while, that's true. But yeah, I will tell you what, the Italian food in this area has gotten a lot better. When I was a kid, there were about 2 places you could go to have Italian food that were any good. But now there are a lot of them.
Oh, and I misspoke about, somebody brought this up on my social media feed. When we were in Port Isaac, we talked about going to this seafood restaurant, and it's Nathan Outlaw.
Yeah, that's what you
Nathan
said.
Outlaw.
The
yeah.
Ainsworth, oh, I thought I mixed it up with Ainsworth, because Ainsworth was the one that had the Italian restaurant in Padstow.
You mentioned Nathan Outlaw.
I did say Outlaw? Okay, all right.
I don't
thought
know
I said it wrong.
I don't remember in what context, but you did mention the name.
Okay.
You did indeed. Why don't we take
All
our
right.
final break, be right back in a couple of seconds, and wrap things up right after this. I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Gentlemen, we are back.
I just want to know, Andy, who does your dishes in your gardening?
What?
Who does your dishes in your gardening?
Both of us?
Okay, because Hunter Biden thinks that you probably have an immigrant doing them
Yes,
for
you have an immigrant doing them, Andy.
He's running around on,
No, I do not.
I don't know if he's got a podcast or he's going on podcasts. He's like, who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your effing garden? I'm like, most people do it themselves, Hunter.
They don't have a
You
dad
probably
who
don't know
stole
it.
millions of dollars.
Yeah, you probably don't know about that, though, because you probably never washed a dish in your life.
Yeah, pretty much true. No
Yeah,
question
he's
about
getting
it.
a lot of pushback on these highly privileged comments that he's making.
Yeah, I just don't understand. When people who are that wealthy, some of them got wealthy by being crooked.
Well, why
about
is he wealthy? He's never done anything.
I know. I agree with you. Well, he stole money from people.
Well, yeah. Well, he was in a corrupt political system
Yep, really good at that.
orchestrated by his father. But
These
nobody
politicians
mentions
now, and
that.
it's not totally on both sides, but there's a lot of it on both sides. That's all it's about is money.
And
Again,
power.
Well, power is money. That's the whole deal. Or money is power, I guess.
Yeah. I
But-
know, it's just it's just amazing what's going on out there.
It
You know,
is.
as far as the new gaslighting situation for
Mm-hmm.
Colbert losing his show, that it was really just bowing down to Donald Trump. It's like he was losing 20 or 40 million,
40 million a year.
and
he was-
that show cost 100 million a year to
I know.
produce.
I know. The show was terrible, first of all.
Well, even if
It
you
was
liked
never
him,
good.
even if you liked him, a
Yeah.
show just can't lose tens of millions of
No,
dollars a
it
year.
cannot.
Okay, he was making 15 million a year.
Oh, God.
Okay, so if he's just all if
15
he's so
million.
fantastic, why didn't he take a salary cut down
Yeah,
to 2 million?
There you go.
And some other people take some salary cuts, and they could stay on the air if it's so vital and so important to America that he stays on
Yeah.
the air. He
I'll
could
be honest with
have
you.
done it.
I'll be honest with you. When he first came out and did the whole, the grass blower, whatever you call those things,
leaf blower?
blowers. He was talking about he's cleaning up after the mess that the Democrats had made. Remember, he pretended to be a Republican
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
when he first started. I found that amusing. I watched his show, I think, 3 times. I thought it was horrible. It was real fakey.
No,
and
it's bad.
it was a terrible show. So I don't know what they're talking. Look, there's Johnny Carson, and then there's everybody else. Like, that's just how it is.
Well, and even if it's somebody that I like, if they're losing 20, 40 million, whatever a year, they're just
Gotta
not
go.
going to stay on the air. I'm sorry. Your time is done.
Well, what about all the other talk shows they pulled off the air? Why didn't anybody complain about that?
Because this is political.
Oh, it's political.
Yes.
This is
It's not the fact he's
political.
losing his ass.
No.
It's political.
Yep.
Okay.
It's because Donald Trump won a lawsuit against that.
No, that's right.
ABC, I think, right?
Yeah. So that's why this has turned into a gaslighting situation.
Okay, I got to mention one thing as we go out the door here.
Well, Donald Rude, he called in and wanted you to know that 15 years ago, it was a different time, and a lot of these companies may have changed payment processors, and if they have, the gift cards may no longer work. So you have to call ahead and be like,
Oh.
hey, will this actually work anymore?
Oh.
Like a
good
15-year-old gift card, I would not trust without.
Well, I remember at one time that those would expire.
yeah.
But then there was a bunch of lawsuits saying,
Yeah, they're not allowed to
I
anymore.
gave somebody a present of $100,
Yep.
and if they use it 5 years from now, you still have the $100.
Yeah, I don't think they're legally allowed to make them expire
So
anymore.
yeah, they stopped expiring, but you're right, maybe just the processing.
I mean, I have a
Yeah.
feeling a lot of these companies, if you brought them a 15-year-old gift card and it didn't work, they would probably just honor it because it's like,
well, part of the problem though is that it's those magnetic card reader things,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if they have access to that anymore. I mean,
A
maybe
lot of
they
places do.
for a gift card, but a lot of them don't say the amount. It's just this is a gift card.
oh yeah, that's true.
And I have
you have
no
to,
idea
you have
what
to
the
be able
amount
to
would
read
be.
the amount on there, and if you can't read the amount and it's not in the database anymore, then
Right,
how
then
do you, honor
might be
that?
sunk. Yeah,
That's true.
But some of them have a little, but it's handwritten, $50.
Yeah, you could write
Anybody
anything
could
on
write
there.
anything. I could add a 1,
Yep.
and then say this was 150. So
That's
you
true.
could scam them, but I mean, if somebody brings in an old gift card like that, and I'm running the restaurant, I'd be like, just give
Yeah,
them
if
a
you're trying to
free
scam
meal.
them out of $50 over the course of 15 years,
Yeah,
that's a pretty lame scam.
Yeah, that's the long game that
That's
most
my
people aren't going to play.
Saving my $3 extra per year here.
Yeah.
All right, I got to mention one thing before we go. Yesterday, I ran over to Tommy Mishkis' show over at the Hubard Building, over on the border of Minneapolis and St. Paul. We got done a little after 4 o'clock, and I went, there's no way I'm taking the freeway home, because that is back to back to back, lined up at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yep.
So I drove down University Avenue for as long as I could go, and then we went, you move one, I don't know. In any case, I got downtown, the border of downtown on the, I guess it would be the east side of Minneapolis.
Okay.
I took my left to hop on, because you can hop on the freeway there right by, what's the restaurant we love on Washington Avenue and 3rd there? Oh, what the hell's the name of it?
Murray's?
No, Washington Avenue.
Oh, Washington.
Yeah, you're right there. We love the
Well,
place.
right
You
there.
know.
Right there.
Washington.
Okay,
and
time to look this
3rd?
up. Washington
And
and
3rd
3rd.
Street. North 3rd.
North 3rd.
Yep.
Are you talking?
J.D. Hoyt's, that's what it is.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep, there it is. So
J.D.
J.D.
I was
Hoyts.
talking about J.D. Hoyt's.
Okay.
So I pull up there, and I'm going through downtown Minneapolis at 4:30 in the afternoon, and there's nobody on the street. At 4:30 on a Monday, there was nobody walking
That's
the
so
street.
funny. There was a guy who was posting pictures of Minneapolis and saying, "There's nobody here. There's nobody here. Where are all the
He's
people?"
right.
And people would just attack him.
Why?
Oh, sure. So you on a Sunday afternoon and there's no games on, you're posting pictures because you're such a frightened little
Oh my God.
biatch
Yeah,
about
he's right.
downtown. It's like
No, it's.
defending something that's failing is not
I know.
a
know.
flex.
I was shocked by it because I used to love going downtown Minneapolis.
I
My-
know.
Well, they're just in complete denial.
yeah, they are.
Well, I just-
They can't believe that the things that they have been supporting have gone wrong. So
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, no, it's not possible because I'm right. So
No,
it must be
that
some sort
cognitive-
of trickery.
That cognitive dissonance is real. I was thinking about that when you were doing the morning show and how big that was, and that you had beaten Howard Stern, and Minneapolis was really on the rise
It
for
was,
so
yeah.
Yeah,
long.
sure was.
Yep.
And now it is declining, and I don't know why people won't admit it and start doing something about it.
Yep.
Changing the entire system to a, socialist Democrat situation. Where's this been proven where that works?
Yeah, it does not work.
Where?
It doesn't work. That's absolutely true.
Do you know when Minneapolis's population peak was?
Oh boy.
Right after World War II.
Yes, actually.
Well,
Yep.
yeah,
1950.
Yep.
because of all the jobs with the mills and all that
and
stuff.
all everybody
and all
was
the
having babies too.
breweries.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, we've lost 100,000 people since then in Minneapolis
Yep.
alone.
And it's going to be a
Well,
lot more.
that's
I can
why they
guarantee you
want to
that.
keep importing people because it looks bad.
It is growing, but its growth is below average compared to similarly sized cities. And in 2025, it actually decreased population.
Well, also higher earners were definitely decreasing
Yeah. Oh
population.
God. Yes.
Yeah, well, a lot of companies fled after 2020. I remember
They did.
they left the city, if not the state entirely.
Well, look at
breaks
how
my
many
heart.
businesses have closed. It's just
Yeah,
sad.
there's a lot of dead real estate in Minneapolis right
There
now.
is.
I know, it's really, really sad. I just, nobody seems to give a rip.
Nope, they all just
Right.
think
Just
it's
if
not
you point
happening.
it out, then you're a bad person. Okay, whatever.
That's enough tearing up about the place I love.
I know.
I love Minneapolis. Would you please take it back?
Well, if
from
enough
these-
people wake up, then maybe they can fix it.
I hope so.
They would prefer not to.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.